What up, PMP? This is Draphoenix, and this is my first PokeMoshPit Beta battle video upload. So hopefully this is going to go through, you're going to be watching this, and I know you're going to enjoy this battle. So instead of being a standard narrator with the battles video taking up the entire screen and then myself narrating the battle with the voiceover, this is kind of the standard thing I've been doing, so it's a little bit different. Hopefully you guys like it. And so yeah, let's just get straight to the battle. That's what you're here for anyway, and that'll start right about now. Alright, so he's going to lead off with an Infernape, and I'm going to lead off with the tentacle named David Hume. And as you guys are going to know, I name a lot of my Pokemon after famous philosophers, since I used to be a philosophy major back at university. So he goes for the U-turn, which is, typical Infernape lead move. And I go for Scald because it's super effective against Infernape, and if I can get a burn on whatever he gets or switches in with U-turn, fantastic. So he brings in Metagross, and I switch into my Thundurus because I'm anticipating either Stealth Rocks, which I can switch in to avoid the damage, or Earthquake, which he is immune to. So he switches out into his Gengar because I'm pretty sure I wall most of his moves. And on the switch, I go for the Nasty Plot. I go for the Prankster Taunt because I am scared he's going to use Substitute, which he was about to do, because a lot of Gengars use Substitute in the 5th gen. So on the switch, he brings in Excadrill, and I go for the HP Ice, and that does a poop ton of damage. And because Sandstorm isn't up and he's not a Scarfed Pokemon, I'm able to outspeed and 2-hit KO the Excadrill with HP Ice. He switches into Terrakion, and I make a pretty big misplay here, and I stay in. He goes for the Scarfed Stone Edge, and that takes me out 1 hit. But I'm able to, make a nice comeback at this point. So I switch into my Ferrothorn, which is able to wall that choice move, and he switches into his Infernape. But I go for the T-Wave because I just want to get paralysis on whatever he's going to bring in, even if he stays in for Terrakion. So I switch out into my David Hume Tentacruel to probably take the fire move I was expecting, but he actually goes for Mach Punch, or fighting move, which I also resist. So this is a good switch overall. He's got to switch out now and into his own Thundurus, and I go for the Rapid Spin to get rid of those hazards, the Stealth Rock. I switch out into my Espeon because I know I'm going to have to make some pretty nice plays to be able to counter this on Thundurus. I use my own Thundurus. He's a powerful Pokemon, so I got to play this perfectly. I go for the Light Screen, and this move saved me the match, I believe, because he's going to go for the Thunderbolt. He's got +4 at Nasty Plots, and I survive with 2 hit points. So this just shows the effectiveness of Light Screen, because that would have been an easy 1-hit KO. So I switch into Ferrothorn. Now that I have Light Screen up, I can take maybe a move if I get maybe lucky with min-max damage. I don't know exactly the calcs, but I survive with 13 hit points. And because I'm able to survive because of the Light Screen, I'm able to go out for the Thunder Wave and get some paralysis on this Thundurus. And because this move, this Thundurus may be powerful, true, but he's going to be pretty slow. So even though he takes out both my Espeon and my Ferrothorn, most of my defensive core, I'm going to be able to bring in Haxorus and get the revenge kill with Dual Chop. And yeah, so I'm luckily able to outspeed the Thundurus, take him out, and I lock myself into Dual Chop because this is a choice banded Haxorus. I lock myself into Dual Chop because I saw his Gengar use Substitute before that I taunted. So if he were to go for the Substitute, I wouldn't be able to take on this Gengar. But because I go for the Dual Chop, I'm able to break the sub and actually get some damage on. Unfortunately, though, I'm not able to take out the Gengar, so I switch out because I'm afraid he's going to do a lot of damage to my Haxorus, and I'm going to need him later on to do a lot more damage to my opponent. So I switch into my Tentacruel, and with a simple Scald, I'm able to take out that Gengar. I get the useless crit. So he switches into his Terrakion now. I'm kind of staying in just as fodder. But see what he locks himself into. He goes for the Stone Edge, which is kind of, hopefully maybe take him out and then use Stone Edge on other Pokemon, but the Earthquake would have been much more effective. So I get a little damage on Terrakion before my Tentacruel faints. So now I switch into my Haxorus, and I'm able to take a Stone Edge. So it's kind of nice I was able to switch out my Haxorus beforehand so Gengar didn't do any damage on me, because I might not have been able to survive that Stone Edge. Go for the Earthquake. I lock myself into that because I know it does a lot of damage to the rest of his pokes, especially Metagross, that I was kind of worried about. But unfortunately, it's not a clean hit, 1-hit KO, and he just retaliates with Hammer Arm. So unfortunately, my Haxorus is gone, but he did a lot of good, and this is where the match kind of gets interesting. I bring in my Cloyster. He's only got weakened Metagross and a paralyzed Infernape, and with two Hydro Pumps, I'm able to take out the rest of his team. So it's kind of interesting to see Cloyster finish off a Pokemon trainer without Shell Smash, because nowadays Cloyster's an OU Pokemon because he's got that Shell Smash. He's a fantastic mix sweeper. So yeah, I thought that was a really good battle. It was just it was really challenging to be able to take on that Thundurus, because as you can tell on my team, I got Thundurus, and he's a powerful Pokemon. So luckily I was able to get the light screen up, and I was able to survive that Focus Blast and get the T-Wave off, because otherwise it might have been a completely different game. So I hope you guys like my battle narration. Hope you guys like my style. Please give a like, support PMP. If you guys like my narration style, come on over to my channel. I always appreciate the views, the subs, the likes. And so hopefully that should be in the description underneath. And PickleHunter's channel should also be in the description. So if you like what he did, check him out too. I definitely recommend that. So until next time, guys, hopefully come over to my channel, see more of my battles. Until next time, rate, comment, sub, and later.